You ready for a taste adventure into the world's most bizarre foods? Stick around, because you're about to discover 10 of the strangest dishes you'll find anywhere. By the end, you might even be wondering, would you dare take a bite? First up is casu marzu, Sardinia's infamous maggot cheese. Yep, this cheese is alive. It's filled with live maggots that break down fats to create a soft, creamy texture with an earthy, bold flavor. Locals say the maggots add a kick, but here's the twist. Some even eat it with the maggot still wiggling. This cheese is banned in many places, but it's a delicacy for those brave enough to try it. Next, we're heading to Japan for shirako, or white children. This delicacy is actually fish sperm sacs. Known for its smooth, custard-like texture, it's a luxurious treat enjoyed in sushi or hot pots. Locals love shirako for its mild, buttery taste, and some even believe it's packed with nutrients. Would you add it to your foodie bucket list? Now let's venture to the Philippines for balut. This street food is a fertilized duck egg with a partially developed embryo inside, and it's packed with protein. Locals crack it open, sip the flavorful broth, and season it with salt or chili. Balut is even considered an aphrodisiac by some. The flavors are deep and savory, making it a classic late-night snack. In Cambodia, fried tarantulas are a crunchy treat. This snack has historical roots. People began eating tarantulas to survive tough times during the Khmer Rouge era. Today, they're still popular. Seasoned with salt, sugar, and garlic, they taste like a mix of crab and chicken. The crispy legs and soft abdomen make each bite a new experience. Would you be brave enough to munch on a spider? China's century egg, also known as the 100-year egg, isn't actually a century old, but it sure looks like it. Preserved in clay, ash, and salt, this egg's yolk turns green, while the white becomes translucent brown. It's creamy, earthy, and surprisingly mild in flavor. Here's a fun fact. It was once preserved in horse urine, though thankfully, modern methods are a bit more refined. Next, let's take a trip to South Korea, where things get seriously intense with a delicacy that's still moving on your plate. South Korea's sanukji is not for the faint-hearted. It's a dish of live octopus tentacles that still wriggle on the plate. Served with sesame oil, sanukji is chewy, briny, and an experience you won't forget. But chew carefully. Those suction cups can stick to your mouth on the way down. Let's journey to Mexico now, where an ancient delicacy awaits. In Mexico, we have escamoles, also known as Mexican caviar. These ant larvae are harvested from agave roots and date back to Aztec times. Cooked with garlic and onions, they have a nutty, buttery flavor and are typically served in tacos. With a unique crunch, escamoles are a high-protein delicacy that's been enjoyed for centuries. Alright, now we're off to the rolling hills of Scotland for a dish that's steeped in tradition and packed with flavor. Brace yourself for a meal that's as rugged as the Highlands themselves. Meet haggis. This legendary Scottish dish isn't for the faint-hearted. Made from a blend of sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, mixed with oats and spices, then boiled right inside a sheep's stomach. It's as bold as it sounds. Traditionally served with neeps and tatties, that's turnips and potatoes. Haggis is celebrated every year on Burns Night, with poems and music honoring its history. And finally, we arrive in Canada's wilderness regions for one of the most unusual delicacies you'll find: jellied moose nose. Yes, you heard that right. Especially popular in remote parts of Yukon and Northwest Territories, this rare Canadian treat involves boiling a moose's nose, cooling it, and serving it in a jelly-like form, prepared with onions, garlic, and spices. It has a surprisingly rich flavor and a unique texture. But would you brave a taste of this North American oddity? Which of these bizarre foods would you actually try, and which would you skip? Hit the like button if you're feeling adventurous, and don't forget to subscribe for more food adventures.